Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I suspect that probably fixed the issue. All right. Let the yapping commence. The yappening is here. Wait. I don't know if chat is visible. There we go. Do. Do. All right. So, what I was trying to say is, I was looking at the tweets that I had been sent, and I was looking at the videos that were already out on everything that I wanted to talk about, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna be able to put a video out on all these topics, do my own research, edit a video before 10 p.m. And I was like, man, forget it. I'm just gonna do a lazy React stream. So I'm gonna do a reaction and give my take on what everybody else has already said about the things that I want to talk about, and then maybe yap or play some video games once I get through everything I want to talk about. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the HoloLive Dodgers game thing. Can I just say I had absolutely no idea how big this event was. Like, I'm not huge into baseball, and I honestly thought the Venn diagram of VTuber fans and baseball fans were two circles that didn't intersect. I wasn't aware there was such an overlap, but apparently the HoloLive X Dodgers game was a massive success. Apparently, they were not prepared at all whatsoever for how long the lines were going to be. They had like one booth set up for like selling HoloLive merch, which is ridiculous. Like, even though I'm surprised that it was this successful, you got to admit, fam, even I would have put up more than one booth. I would have set up more than one stall to sell merch out of. You gotta have minimum 3 people, because like, even if it's not going to be a wildly successful event, you still don't want the lines to be like crazy long. You know what I mean? Even if even a line more than 20 people long is already kind of frustrating. But people were waiting for hours to get merch only to be told they were sold out. That's insane. We're raw dogging this bitch. Absolutely. I thought it was such a nice event. I don't even follow baseball. That's what I've heard. I've heard that people who don't even follow baseball had fun at this event. As someone who is in the never underestimate the fans camp, even I was surprised by the turnout. Yo, I was baffled. Look at these lines, dude. Like, they just go on and on and on. Like, there's so many people. That's insane. There are people who waited in line so long they didn't even get to watch the game. And fam, if there's more than 20 people in line, I'm saying forget the line and I'm just going to go inside and watch the game. And apparently it was actually, the game itself, if you didn't like wait all day in the line, was actually pretty hype. I pre-watched this video a little bit before I decided to ultimately do a reaction, and it was actually kind of crazy. All right. They were grossly unprepared. I've seen normies all day say this is cute. Yeah, I was actually wildly happy to see that like the response from like the casuals was positive. You know how it goes. You know, sometimes people, they see an anime avatar and they're like, what is this shit? This is lame. This is stupid. Why is this unrelated stuff invading my hobby? But no, people were actually pretty hype, and that was exciting. I wasn't expecting that. I figured there'd be a line at Anime Expo, but at a baseball event in Lamau. I know. All right. I'm going to play this video a little bit, and I'll pause and react whenever I have something to say. Which I already know I'm going to have plenty to say, but where's the...
So today we're going to be taking a look over at Hololive, because if you didn't know, yesterday was Hololive night at the Dodger Stadium. Hololive had a collaboration with the Dodgers.
So I'm like 2 seconds in, and I already want to yap about this. First of all, they've got the, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse or not, but like they've got the billboard, they've got the cardboard cutouts, they got the collectible baseball cards. Like already from like moment one, it already looks like they put a lot more effort than I initially expected. Because when I first heard about the collab, I honest to God thought it was just a merch deal. I didn't realize there was going to be like a whole themed night at the Dodger Stadium. I had no idea the Dodger Stadium was going to be hosting like a whole themed event, basically like a mini convention. So moment one, I was already happy.
Dodgers, a baseball team, which on its own is pretty wild to think about. Seeing everything that's been posted from the Dodgers, Hololive, and fans about this event is really crazy to think. I didn't think we would ever get something like this here in America, but here we are. Here we had a few images from the Dodgers, this one here showing that it was Hololive night, showing the baseball cards, showing the standees, and also showing fans with their merchandise. We had people who had no clue what this is saying, I don't even know what this is, but I love it. Someone else asking what is Hololive, with a lot of people responding to people like this and explaining what Hololive is. I've even seen some people saying, well, they love.
I gotta say, if you're the type of weeb who's got Coon in their surname, how have you never heard of Hololive? Because, like, I gotta say, I know being like VTubing is kind of a niche deal, but surely, if you're in the weeb community at all, you've heard of like VTubing, right? I'm gonna lose my mind with the orientation and trying to make myself in chat visible and Kyo's video visible. Maybe this will work. But like, I don't know. Are there possibly corners of weebdom that have not heard of VTubers? I was shocked.
Love this. I love Japanese culture. We had Hololive English posting this saying, Gura saying, take me out to the ball game for us at the bottom of the 7th inning. And
this is what was super hype for me. This is the reason that I wanted to like make a video and just kind of yap instead of make like a news video, because I don't have any newsworthy things to add, but this shit is hype, dude. Look at that. Holy shit. Bro, imagine going to a baseball game and you see Garagura of all people up on that Jumbotron singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. That's so fucking cool, dude. Like normally people like going out to a major stadium and singing like that sort of baseball anthem, that Take Me Out to the Ball Game, is reserved for like celebrities, right? Because this isn't like a local team. This isn't a local event. This is the Dodgers Stadium. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's massive. So to see, you know, the lovely and adorable Gura get the literal celebrity treatment on the Jumbotron, I was so excited. I was so happy. All right, I'm gonna check chat and then we'll get back to the video. Funny thing is, I watched an independent VTuber, Corey Ojo, make an appearance for a baseball game a few days back. Oh, really? Nice. Cosplay was even allowed at the event, just not weapons or anything, because obviously... Oh, yeah. I feel like even if they didn't explicitly make cosplay allowed, people were going to dress up anyway. I mean, come on. We're weebs. We like to cosplay.
And at this time, the score was 5-5, and afterwards, the Dodgers ended up scoring 3 more points and winning the game. But here's a little snip of Gura singing. They also posted about the drone light show that went on at the event, saying...
Also, the other thing I wanted to say is, can we all agree that Gura never misses? Every time she's singing, even if it's like a karaoke stream and she's at like 80% capacity, I always love hearing Gura sing. It's so cute.
A big thank you to everyone who joined us for Hololive Night at Dodger Stadium. We hope you had a great time. Share your memories with us by using the hashtag HololiveDodgers, and they showed the light show, which here is some of that light show for you.
Guys, the light show is crazy, because those are all drones, right? Unless I'm an idiot. The fact that they arranged First of all, the idea that drones can be used to make art in the sky, already cool on its own, but I just didn't expect it, a technique that I already think is kind of mind-blowing to be used for, a VTuber of all things. Like, honest to God, maybe I'm just dumb. I don't understand the mechanics of how you arrange drones to display a 2D image in 3D space. Like, the level of coordination there. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe I'm the only one who's impressed by that. But I think that's kind of cool. So, I don't know. I'm just ear to ear smiling. That's why I couldn't cover this as like a normal video. It's like, what am I going to say other than it's cool 47 times? That's not news. We're taking over bit by bit. Hell yeah, dude. That they all join is so charming. Yeah. All right. But
you to see.
Oh, they got Pekora too? Nice. That's so cool.
Is receiving replies from people saying, thank you very much for making a wonderful plan. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. JP, ID, and HoloLive, including Holo Ian, give people all over the world hope and vitality to live.
True.
There were also people posting things like this saying, what a time to be alive, showing all of the members of this collab up on screen, and it looks amazing. Here is the clip of that.
Stadium. Please welcome Gargura Usa Pekora.
Let's go!
Live production. Take it away.
It's time for Northern Baseball!
Let's go!
Again, it's really wild to think about them being at this event, and something I didn't expect to ever see anytime soon, at least. But here we are. HoloLive truly is trying to take over globally. We had Yagu thanking fans, saying, thank you for coming to HoloLive Dodgers. I hope the fans enjoyed it. It was a great time.
Also, one thing I suspect, since baseball and VTubing is such feels like a random mashup in my head, but if I remember correctly, I remember hearing one time that while American football is obviously huge in America, in Japan, baseball is actually massive. So I wonder if Yago wasn't just a huge fan of baseball, and this is like some dream that he had been working towards for a long, long time. I have to assume that he himself just really likes the Dodgers. You know what I mean? What other career path can you take as a CEO where you get to combine two of your passions, for idols and for, baseball? I'm just really happy for Yago, you know what I mean?
With people responding saying it was a lot of fun. Also true, it was a really great game and a super cool collab. Thank you everyone from HoloLive and the Dodgers for helping make this happen. So there are a lot of fans that really enjoyed this event. We're extremely happy with how it turned out. However, there unfortunately were a lot of people that actually went to the event that were extremely disappointed with how things were handled. Really just the merchandise, because the lines were extremely long and a lot of people weren't able to get merchandise after waiting for 6 hours. Some people missed the game entirely and didn't even get to make it to their seat because of this. The stadium was completely full with a lot of HoloLive fans and a lot of normal Dodgers and baseball fans, so it's to be expected that this would happen, but they should have handled it a lot.
Alright, I'm gonna skip forward a bit because we've already shown the lines, and I get it. People complaining, I couldn't get the merch and opted to enjoy the game. Other people who did wait in line, absolutely miserable. 5+ hours for nothing. Like that. What's crazy to me is that they called in security and the LAPD to kick fans out. I understand that, the lines are too long, possibly a security risk, and, it's sold out anyway. But am I the only one who thinks that calling in the police is in escalation? Could security not just walk down the line and pass the word along? I don't know. Feels like I don't know, maybe that's just me.
merch online, just saying. And then we had this person here saying, sorry Yagu, but I did not enjoy it at all. I didn't get merch or even get to sit in my seat. What I did get was a free escort from security and police. If we move on over to the Hololive subreddit, we can see people talking about this even more. Someone said the Dodgers merch collab is one of the most disappointing merch rollouts ever. I've been in line since 6 p.m. The line wrapped around the stadium. It is now 10:37 p.m. and I'm still not even close to getting a Dodgers collab merch item. I didn't even get to sit in my stadium seat. The Dodgers had one tent selling Holo merch for the whole stadium.
I do want to point out, I think part of the reason, one of the reasons that the line was such a nightmare is because I feel like people don't understand how many people live in Los Angeles. Like Los Angeles, especially if you consider Los Angeles County, not even just the city, the population is astronomical. Like, I don't remember the exact numbers, but there's like a full like percentage, like a measurable percentage above 1% of the US population that lives just in Los Angeles. And I feel like if you had this rolled out almost anywhere else, it wouldn't have been this crazy. So I think choice of venue contributed a lot. Plus, also, you know, people go to Los Angeles all the time for conventions and events and such. It's a pretty happening spot where people go to all the time. So not only do you have this immense number of locals, it's just a very common tourist destination. You know what I mean? If there was any place that this was going to happen in, it was going to be Los Angeles.
Have to leave soon. Hololive night felt a bit hastily put together.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to kind of skip ahead here because I feel like we all get the idea. The good transportation, the few Hololive spots during the game meshed well. Blessed Dodgers organist. For those who don't know, he plays a bunch of songs in certain situations. Oh, they got the organ player for Sailor Moon and Attack on Titan. Nice. Drone show? Yeah.
Considering Hello Kitty Night is less Dodgers organist died a role. For those that don't know, they usually cut to the mariachi band every other.
Too few Hololive spots, or a grand total of 3 spots. Hey, I feel like that's a decent number of spots, in my opinion. Like, you obviously don't want to, like, overflood the baseball game because the majority of the people who are coming there to watch baseball. All of the Hololive fans were in line to get merch instead of watching the game. You know what I mean? So I feel like 3 spots is a good enough. And then of course the merch line. Yeah. But I'm going to kind of skip ahead because I feel like we kind of get the idea.
Additional merch stand up hastily. Hopefully there's another Dodgers x Hololive collab that decide to go for a larger giveaway package and forego the merch booth, or barring that, codes in the giveaway package to order the merch online instead of in person. So yeah, overall there are a lot of people giveaway pack.
This is another thing that actually confused me because I remember when the merch was originally announced, people were complaining that you could only buy the merch online, and that confused the hell out of me. I was like, why are they only selling this merch online to people in Japan? That felt like a really weird move. And now the only way people in America can get the same merch is by showing up in person. This whole merch rollout feels like a disaster. If from the very beginning they had global merch availability, then you wouldn't have had such a massive line at such a tiny stall at the stadium. There's no reason to force people who want this merch to fly halfway across the country just to buy stuff, especially considering you're not even setting up a whole convention, but just a stand. This, I don't know. The merchandise feels fully terribly planned out, front to back, top to bottom. How funny would it have been if the majority of attendees were Holo fans? You know, I'm willing to bet the Dodgers fans were in the Dodgers seats and the Hololive fans were in line. You know what I mean? Although for anyone who's a fan of both, that's got to be a dream come true. All right. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is, so as I'm sure you've heard, because I talked about this in a video previously, everyone's been talking about this, honestly, is Filion's merch. Let me actually pull that up. Filion merch. Just for a little bit of context, for anyone watching right now or watching the VOD who didn't understand, who's unaware. So, as you are likely already aware, Filion got into a spot of trouble because the avatar that she uses for most of her streams is a publicly available booth model. I think in the video I said it was free. Someone in the comments said it wasn't free. It was like $40, but that's really neither here nor there. The point is, she didn't commission it, right? She purchased an existing model. Which, the thing is, when you purchase a model off of Booth, sure, you paid for it, but that doesn't mean you own commercial rights to it. So when she tried to sell merch, she got into a lot of trouble because Jingo, the person who made the model, very unhappy. And Good Smile themselves has, in fact, completely pulled out, if I remember correctly. Let me see if I can find the Good Smile... Well, I won't be able to find the Good Smile post because they deleted it now, didn't they? Yeah, let me just look for something that no longer exists. But yeah, they Good Smile deleted their post, which it sounds like that means they're going to be canceling their merch collab with Filion over this rights dispute. And I gotta say, I really like Legal Mindset. It's nice to have a lawyer get invested in like these VTuber things, because the thing is, like, normally when it comes to issues in a niche community, the only people who are talking about the law and its consequences are people within the community, not lawyers. And I would actually love it if lawyers and like other professionals would join niche communities where issues like this come up. It is wild to me how often the law is something that's relevant in an entertainment space. There's so many like legal controversies in this space. So having a lawyer who specializes in this niche interest, absolute godsend.
Okay, that doesn't mean.
But I want to hear what he thinks about this situation, because I wonder if he's going to have the same take I did, or if he's going to glean some information that I didn't even think of.
We're going to get right into it. So for the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to explain what the issue is, right?
Oh, before I continue, here's the thing. I feel like I get one guide. Oh, hold on. Bubba. I feel like I get one guide a lot when it comes to YouTube comments. Someone in the previous YouTube video commented and said the model wasn't free. It was $40. And now I have someone in my comments saying it wasn't $40. She said it was free. Guys, I have no idea who to believe. I watch Filion clips. I watch her very casually, but take whatever I say about how much the model costs with a grain of salt. I'm getting one guide left and right. I have no idea. Anyway, let's go back to what Legal Mindset says.
Because some people need to get the background on the issue and need to understand the whole genesis of this. So we're going to go through, for those that don't understand, that may not know, we're going to give you some background here. However, this has the potential not just for Filion, but for all other VTubers to blow up. So that's why we're going to get educated here today. That's why we're going to talk about it on this channel today. So what happened? What exactly happened here? So this is the tweet that kind of started it all. So you have a company, and by the way, the name of the company here is Good Smile US, but do not let that fool you. Good Smile is a Japanese company. We'll pull up their corporate information after this. But
Wait, Good Smile US is a Japanese company? I genuinely did not know that. See, this is why I like watching Legal Mindset's video. He always has like these random little details that I don't hear anyone talk about anywhere else.
This is a Japanese company with their headquarters in Tokyo, Japan, right? Just like many other VTuber related companies. They just have they're essentially their US, quote unquote US, is not a branch. It is just their Twitter that they put out stuff in English, right? It's not a branch. I know some people say branch. They don't have a physical presence in the United States, right? They ship to the United States, but they do not have a physical incorporated presence in the United States. They don't have a building in the United States, just an English Twitter, right? So a lot of people in the VTuber industry, I really don't like their use of the term branch because they don't actually have any physical presence or even legal presence in that country.
All right, I'm going to pause to read chat for a minute because he's kind of saying, my only criticism of Legal Mindset is that he likes to say the exact same thing 37 times in different wording. And like, sure, that helps with clarity a little bit, but good God, does watching him get a little repetitive. Just a little bit. If I were to have any complaints at all, it would be that, by God, you can say something once. All right. What is chat saying? Okay. What's the logistics of bringing merch from JP, passing inspection, storing it before game day, and deploying it before game day? Bro, I can only imagine, like in reference to the Dodgers Hololive collab, that the logistics of shipping a shitload of merch to Dodger Stadium, specifically in advance, has to be way more intense than just doing a normal global shipping option, isn't it? Like maybe I'm just dumb, but I feel like doing it the way everyone wanted it to be with global shipping, not restricted to a single tent at Dodgers, had to have been the more straightforward. All right. The fact that it was a Japanese company is how the original creator most likely found out. I didn't even think about that, actually. Good catch. Good catch. So, for anyone not aware, Fillion has actually done this twice. Previously, there was a racing game that had a Fillion skin as like DLC or whatever. And the artist and she didn't own the commercial rights to that model either. But I think that was an American artist, if I'm not mistaken. Man, I didn't even consider that that's how they probably found out. Interesting. Yes, Tomahawk, that is a lawyer. Oh, hey Jungle, how's it going? Happy to have you here. All right, so let's let him continue and see what else he has to
use English accounts, right? Yeah, like Talk said, they have 2 English accounts, one for the USA and one for everyone else. Okay, that doesn't mean much, right? If there's a lawsuit in the United States, they're not going to seize your Twitter, right? So from a legal perspective, it's not really a thing. It's more, I think Cynical Outlook gets it right, saying a US brand. That's more appropriate, saying it's a brand, right? That might be true. So, okay, what did they put out here? Anime Expo 2024. So they're trying to clearly market right now because Anime Expo is going on. They're trying to market off of Anime Expo, which is not dumb. It's actually pretty smart. You've got an active event, so you're going to market off of that.
For sure.
Right? So Good Smile Fillion, Nendroid Fillion. Stay tuned for information above. Hashtag Fillion, hashtag Good Smile. So here is the photo. Here's a little Nendroid, right? So you've got Nendroid series coming soon, Fillion. It looks really cute. It does look cute, not gonna lie. Looks cute. You got little Fillion signature there, right? And notice this thing on the bottom. We might need to enhance real quick here. On the bottom here, there's a little 2024 Fillion.
Oh shit, he's right.
On the bottom. So Good Smile went to create a Nendroid, right? So they went to create an Android. Legal mindset in Android will definitely happen in the future, guys. It'll definitely happen. Fillion put her copyright stamp on this.
I'd buy it.
She has no copyright to this because it, in fact, something that was purchased from Jingo that she, and we'll talk about this later, may only have a license to, which is not the same thing as public domain, and it's not the same thing as buying it outright with all those rights, right? It is having limited rights. So she purchased limited rights. Now, Good Smile as a company is based in Japan, and now there's a little bit of a flashbang here on this. But you've got, this is just the Wikipedia, right? But you can see the headquarters, Akiba Building 3161.
Why does he yaps so much about Good Smile being in Japan? Get to the meat and potatoes. Oh, okay. We've got a clip of Fillion talking about her model. Oh, finally we're getting somewhere, 4 minutes in.
From watching this clip of her, right? And this is a very short clip, but just watch this, guys.
You're so beautiful. I'm so glad that you like this model that I paid $0 for and I'm using for free. You are so beautiful.
So she's confirming.
So glad that you like this model that I paid $0 for and I'm using for free.
So she's confirming, okay, it's a free model. She's using it for free. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there's no conditions, and she's misunderstanding. And this may be a big misunderstanding of, was this public domain? And she may have thought this was public domain when this is really under some sort of Creative Commons license or some other restrictive rights. We're going to talk about legally those distinctions because these are very important distinctions. And these are important distinctions regardless of whether you're in Japan or the US. But obviously I'm a US attorney. I'm speaking to primarily US law, right? But some of these things we'll get into the international aspects. So here's the response for those, once again, just to give some background here. Here's the response from the artist Jingo. This is on their Twitter. Now, obviously, Jingo is speaking in Japanese, so this is the translation. So, hello, I'm Jingo. This morning, we received many inquiries regarding the announcement made on Good Smile Company about the production of a...
All right, I've already read this tweet in a in the video, so I'm not gonna retread old ground. I will check on chat though. Yeah, it's I gotta say, I'm looking at the emoji. The emoji isn't showing up on my screen, but it is on my phone. Yeah, the biting your fingernails emoji. Yeah, that's kind of my reaction. Fillion admitting that she got the model for free, like, that kind of implies that it's not something you own outright. So when people are saying that Fillion should have known better, in my previous video, I said that it's an easy thing to forget, and it's totally reasonable that she did because she just is so used to identifying the model as hers. But oof, seeing her directly address the fact that she didn't pay for this model and therefore obviously doesn't own it, yikes, dude. That's not a good look. Kagi saying, to be fair on that, VR chat literally has a feature in the game where you can clone models. Tomahawk saying, I believe she ripped it off of VR chat. Well, in VR chat, you use a .vrm model, which is the exact same file format that I use. I could legitimately bring this model into VR chat if I wanted to. So I don't know about model cloning specifically. I can't comment off of that. But the very, very likely, if there is a model available on VR chat, that model is probably hosted on a different site, kind of like how Booth hosts live 2D models. I have to imagine there's a similar setup where you can just download the .vrm file and get your model down. You think she unintentionally pirated? I don't. That's an interesting take. The intentionality is something that I feel like is going to come into play in terms of her image and how people perceive her. Because if this is a not only actually, wait, hold on. I feel like we can actually, instead of guessing, VR chat model Rindo. Yeah, there we go. Ripper Store. Okay, you can go to booth. Okay, so yeah, no more speculation, no more he said, she said. Let's look at the facts. Oops. What? Why is... There we go, Jesus. All right, so let's look at the facts. This model is available from Jingo for 7,000 yen. Billion paid $0 for it. So not only did she not buy the model isn't even free, and she admitted to getting it for free. That's not a good look, Fillion. Okay. So we can actually eliminate a whole lot of, getting one guide and a whole lot of he said, she said. It's right there in plain English, fam. 7,000 yen. We all watched her say she has it for free. How did she get it for free? Ripper Store. So, okay. And would you look at that? There's a media fire link right here. Damn. See, when you guys were talking about how she ripped it from VR chat, I was a little bit, I wasn't quite following you. Now I understand. Now I completely understand. You literally just go to Ripper Store to pirate it. And I don't think you would call your website Ripper Store if it wasn't a piracy site. This looks like a piracy site to me. I don't think there's any two ways about it. That's a pirated model. Yikes. In my video, I was talking about how if she got a free model or bought a model off a booth and maybe she didn't understand the rights or the terms of service, maybe she forgot, yada yada. I was trying to give her every benefit of the doubt possible to, try to cover for her and be like, oh, it's just an honest mistake. It's an honest mistake. This is a pirated model. Unless someone has anything they can say to the contrary, I think this puts Fillion squarely in the wrong, actually. Now that, and I wonder if he's not going to agree with me. All right. So as far as unintentionally pirating it, the site's called Ripper Store, fam. I don't think that's an unintentional mistake. Openly Googling on stream, brave man. Damn, this changes everything, doesn't it though? Shit, man, I don't No, I meant in-game. In-game, there's literally an option to clone models, but that's also not good yet. Oh, okay. I wasn't understanding what you were saying. The fact that there is an option in VR chat to clone models feels like built-in piracy. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. Because, what if... Imagine that. Imagine you paid honest money to commission a model, a custom model, right? And then you go onto a public VR chat lobby, someone likes your model, and then they just fucking steal it using... And they don't even go to a piracy website to do it, they just use a in VR chat cloning tool. I don't like... I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that feature. I guess you can say the creator got ripped off, but tish. Oh, I didn't notice it had her trademark branding thing. Yeah, dude, that's... that you can't brand something as Fillion when you pirated it. You should react to Salvi the Squirrel news as well. I might do that later. I got a list of videos I want to get through first, though. Also, I think the whole Fillion thing is crazy. She could have gotten her own model by now. See, that's what's crazy. That's over and over and over again. I must have seen like 15, 20 tweets saying the exact same thing. Fillion's bot, like, again, why do you conjecture when you can get fact? What is the point of guessing when you can find out? Fillion breaks headset. The updated cost of Fillion's broke equipment. Let's go.
What is the most expensive part about streaming?
Don't you break your controllers every other week?
I have broken about 25 Valve Index controllers. I
Jesus.
broke 9 headsets, which are $600
Christ.
each. I have broken 8 cables, which is about $120 each. I've broken 3 base stations, which is $150 each, I think. Oh, also I put a hole in my wall, and I had to call a drywall repairman in.
Wait. Let's look at that final total. Let's
50
look at.
each, I think. Oh, also.
So, an estimated $10,000 on VR equipment, and you couldn't even spare $1, not a penny on your own model, Fillion? Ah, man. Guys, I love Fillion to death. I want to put her in the best light. If I'm missing some context, let me know, but yeah, that's... How do you have $10,000 lying around for all that equipment, but you can't afford to commission your own model? Come on. Oh, shit, dude. All right, what is chat saying? What's everybody yapping about? Oh, Salvia the Squirrel. My bad, my keyboard broke. No worries, no worries. She doesn't have enough money for a model. She has to replace her VR. There we go. See, that's why she can't afford her own model. All of her income is going to replacing her equipment. Sent you a DM to show you what I meant. Mythic? Yeah, she's part of Mythic Talent. There's actually a shitload of people who stream on Twitch who are part of Mythic Talent. What's weird to me about the whole Mythic thing is people treat Mythic like it's a agency, and it's genuinely not. It is, or well, people treat it like it's a VTuber agency, like a normal one. What is this? I got a DM. Wow. So let me actually zoom in on this real quick. Hold on. I want to be sure that everyone can see what Kagi sent me here. All right, what am I looking at? Let's see. Avatar display, favorite avatar, clone avatar. Well, shit, right there. Well, damn, you weren't lying. That's for sure. Man. It's that easy to pirate a model. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like built-in piracy. That's not a fan. Don't like it. All right. All right. What's chat yapping about now? I had others clone my avatar, so now there is probably like 1,000 darings running around out there. Damn, dude. That's... I don't know. I'm not going to ramble about that too much more, just because I feel like I'm going to repeat myself, but let it be known, not a fan. Anyway, let's continue.
An Android figure of the VTuber Rindo, right? I was traveling and I contacted you, so I took some time for me to help find the situation.
Yeah.
2004.
I've already covered this in my previous video. Rindo found out about it. They didn't know about it. They didn't like it. Yeah. We get it.
The artist that's behind that one, Komodo, also posted about the Mint model. saying we have received terms of all ice that was created for Fillion. So clearly there's.
Yeah. So for anyone, I know I skipped through it, but basically there was a second artist who made a different model that Fillion also ripped and then made merch out of that design.
There's more. The merch hole goes deep. And what was Fillion's response to this? How did Fillion respond to this? Well, there's a lot of ways you could respond to this.
Yes.
She chose to go with with
Yeah.
right? When this was community noted, right?
And objectively,
so Jingo,
goofy
the original
response.
creator, did not give Fillion permission for any of the merch she's decided to produce. They were only informed after the announcement. Oof.
Yep.
Oof. So yeah, that's a little more than Fillion. You've been doing this for a while, so now it brings up questions.
I mean, he's not wrong. A little bit more. Now that we have more context, and I feel like now that we have a lot more context as to the details, I agree. A little bit more than an Let's see. Let me check chat. All right, got room for one more chatter? No, Morrow. Get out of here. Get lost. I never want to speak to you again. What's up, man? How you been? Had a wild night full of conflicting feelings I could use hanging out with a friend in chat while he streams. Hope you're doing well, brother. Yeah, man. We're just talking about some Fillion controversy. Feel free to stick around. That's way easier than I thought. Wow. I know! Is the cloning feature temporary or permanent? It looks to me like a built-in feature. I'd like to think the was before the shit hit the fan, probably because of the jar memes. You know, I feel like that would excuse her response if she wasn't fully aware of how bad this was gonna get. More than more like an oh shit. Exactly. What episode of Ace Attorney is this? Morrow, let me get you up to speed as quickly as possible. You know who Fillion is, right, Morrow? Where is it? God. Fillion. Good smile. I'll bring it back up. Okay. So this isn't it. Where is it? There we go. So just to get you up to speed as quickly as possible, Morrow. So Fillion not only got a pre-made model off of Booth, so it's not a custom model that she owns the rights to. Not only does she not own the commercial rights to it, there's also pretty damning evidence that she pirated a paid model and got it for free. And now she's selling merch based off of that free model that she pirated, and the original artist found out about it. And now the people she was doing the merch collab with, they pulled out and they're not going to do business with her anymore. And now we are watching a Legal Mindset video because he's going to tell us all the myriad ways in which Fillion fucked up.
Of back pay, of compensation. There's a lot of issues here. I just want to show you guys the basic spectrum between public domain and rights reserved. And this is very, very important, right? So this is something I want to teach you guys. If I educate you guys on one thing during a stream, I feel like I'm accomplished. This is my one thing today, okay? And if you guys understand this, I have done a good job of legal education, okay? So this is a pretty international rubric. Now, different countries have different perspectives on this.
We get it. Yes,
we are going to talk and
context,
how that leaving any ownership, meaning you give the rights away.
Oh my god. Sometimes when people kind of just like yap when they're trying to get to a point, it bugs me. I'm just going to speed through this real quick. Public domain, copyright ownership waived. Okay, we get that. Open license, copyright ownership retained. The author grants rights in advance. It is mine, but I allow you to take my material No need to ask my permission because it is already granted. Just to tribute me. All rights reserved copyright. Copyright ownership retained. An author does not grant rights to the public. Takes 2 seconds. I don't know how many minutes he's going to spend on that, but there's public domain. I'm letting you use my work. I'm not letting you use my work. Okay? We get it. And he's going to spend a considerable amount of minutes explaining that. All right, let's go.
It was public domain. I think Fillion genuinely, because it was free, she had the perception that this thing was public domain. Yeah.
That's the crazy part. It wasn't free. She got it for free. It wasn't free.
Yeah. So she thought this thing was public domain, and it clearly was not. So let's go over here to looking at the actual model real quick, right? So here we go. We've got the actual model. This is from Booth. So this is actually what's available online. You can see the striking similarity to Fillion here because it is.
Oh, I guess I didn't need to do my own research. He's got it right here. And how can he say she thought it was public domain when she got it for free? Look at it right there, Mr. Lawyer Man. The payment required.
Fillion, right, by Studio Jingo. It actually isn't free on Booth. So I don't know what she was talking about getting it for free, because
I do. See, this is why you got to come to watch my content, guys. I give you context nobody else has.
We're all looking at right here 7,000 Japanese yen. That's not free, right?
Yep.
So maybe what happened here was somebody downloaded this and then they gave it to Fillion, right? And it was ended up pirated, right? So it's possible that Fillion did not acquire this directly from Booth.
Okay. I'm only doing this for Morrow because he just got here. Rindo VR chat model. When you Google Rindo VR chat model, the very first result isn't Booth. It's the piracy website, which allows you to download it for free. So Morrow, for context, when he's saying, I think this might have been pirated, it's not a might have. It was a definitely. It's literally the first link is the piracy link. There's no might have involved.
That she required this from somebody else and it had been pirated. She's got this model that clearly looks based off of that one. She also uses a second model.
Yes.
And this is the Mint model. This is the one that Komodo was bringing up.
Yep.
And here's the Mint model.
Yep.
Another model that she uses, right? This model, 2,500 yen, not free.
Yep.
And both of these models, if you scroll down, right, past all the Nihongo, right, you've got terms of use in English right here. And when you click on said terms of use, and we're going to go through both terms of use for both of the models, right? Here's one of the terms of use. Here's the one for Jingo, right? Jingo. The original version in Japanese shall prevail. So you've got personal use that's allowed. Corporate use, you've got to contact the licensor. And this is a big thing. A lot of people put no commercial use in their terms. And on this page, they have no commercial use. And the TOS here for both models clearly prohibit use.
All right. He's got a couple more minutes of yapping left in him, but I'm going to cut him off here so I can do the yapping because this is my stream and I do what I want. So I just want to say, here's the thing. So in my previous video, I said that I've made merch of this model before, and I can't blame Billion for making merch of her model because I didn't understand the rights of it. And since I made that video where I said, hey guys, I at one point released merch of this model, and this is a Vroid model. Obviously, I customized it a lot, but the base model is still very, very much a Vroid model. And I did look it up. Between making that video and now, I did look it up. this Vroid model that I have is only free for personal use, not for commercial use. So when I did the same thing as Fillion and released merch for the model that I didn't fully make or commission, I was breaking the very same laws that she was. So again, even though I recognize the optics of this, I'm not going to condemn Fillion. I'm not going to call her out too harshly. I don't want to like slander her name because, God, I did the exact same thing. Although, rest assured, if I ever do get to the point where I do merch again, except this time someone might actually buy some merch, I'll have to do so from a commissioned model. I don't know if I'll do a 3D or a 2D model. We'll have to. But let me check the chat, and I've got chat open on my phone. So apologies for the delay between when you type and when it shows up on screen. It was a latency issue. All right. Tomahawk saying, I think this goes well beyond the I'm stupid defense. He is so screwed. Oh yeah, in the eyes of the public, she is screwed. If she's part of an agency, wasn't the contract vetted? Well, she's part of Mythic Talent. People fundamentally misunderstand what Mythic Talent is. Mythic Talent is not HoloLens. Mythic Talent does not need Sunshine. All Mythic Talent does is they sign a contract with the content creator to agree to get them sponsorship deal and sometimes sell merch. That's it. They don't provide management. They don't own any portion of the streamer's revenue. All they do is sponsorships, merch. They get you in touch with people. That's it. Full stop. So, and I bring that up because people were saying, "Oh, well, Fillion is in Mythic and False ID is in Mythic Talent, so he's gonna bias his coverage of Fillion because they're both in the same agency." They're not in the same agency. They have a agency that they both use for their own benefit. They're not part of the same group. They're not related in terms of corporate overlords in any way, shape, or form. ADHD hitting too hard. Oh man, I like how even if I don't say I have ADHD, it's immediately obvious after watching me for 5 minutes. I love you, get to the point. All right, I'm sorry. All right. Oh, also it just looks like Fillion is going live tomorrow at 2 p.m. It'll be interesting to see if she says something or if she just sweeps it under the rug. I feel like with how bad the optics are here, she's going to have to address it. Fillion's haters are making it way bigger than it should be. She's definitely getting some hate for it. We'll see if it dies down or not. I really think she should get in touch with Jingo, and give Jingo like a settlement, float some cash their way, and try to appease them. In my opinion. I feel like it could be argued that yours and Fillion's similar situations might have some differences. You genuinely didn't know any better. Don't know if the same can be said about Fillion. Yeah. The VTubing quote community is a toxic place, man. Sometimes I think about leaving the community. What's interesting is that I keep seeing takes online of people saying that there is no VTuber community at all. And the reason I bring that up is because I feel like in the VTubing space, it's almost like there's multiple communities under one label. You know what I mean? Because like the VTuber news scope, if you watch a lot of VTuber news and you watch a lot of clips, and that's how you consume VTuber content, you're very, very much in a specific community. But I feel like there are separate communities where it's just fans. They show up to the live stream. Maybe they throw some cash at their Oshi, and they are either not aware or don't care about the news and the drama and what people on Twitter are saying. And those people are very much in a separate community. And then you've got whatever the fuck is happening on 4chan, which wholly different beast. But that's my interpretation. But if you want to, like, quote unquote, leave the VTuber community, I don't think that necessarily means you have to, like, abandon talking to people about VTubers. I think that just means go find the circle of people who treat this much more casually. You know what I mean? Just purely as a fan, not as a, drama consumer. All right. People on Twitter are trying to get her canceled because of past controversies. I don't think people understand how popular Fillion is. The only way she's getting canceled is if she gets sued. That's true. I think it was Nuxtaku who once said that the only person who can cancel you is yourself. And so far, the only exception to that rule that I've seen is EDP. If you guys know who that is, the Cupcake Man himself. If anyone really, truly, genuinely got canceled, it was EDP. That man was fully ejected from the internet mercilessly. I think in a lot of other cancellations, quote unquote, they just got a lot of bad press and decided to bail. That man was eliminated from the online space. That's okay. They still have to hire lawyers to figure out licensing stuff and clear up the difference between Western and Eastern laws. Agreed. Have I missed anything aside from the Fillion drama? Oh yeah. Prior to the Fillion drama, we were talking about the HoloLive Dodgers crossover event. The TLDR on that is the event itself was really, really cool. We got to see Gargurs sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." The event was fun, but the merch lines were insanely long, and LAPD had to come in to break up these long-ass lines because people were still waiting in line after the game was over. There's your TLDR. Who? Do people not know who EDP is? Cupcake Man? Truly, I can't be the only. EDP 455? Cupcake Man? We don't know this man? Okay. I'm not gonna spend any amount of time on this. This guy right here, he was a content creator. Now he's not, and that's because he got outed as a pedo. That's the beginning, middle. There's more to the story, but that's the beginning, middle, and end of what I'm going to talk about. This man got canceled. He was eliminated, banned from YouTube, banned from Twitch, banned from everywhere, banned from life, banned from his own home. So, I was just bringing him up to make a point. All right. And all right. So the next thing, I don't know if this qualifies as news because I haven't watched it yet, and I don't know what Depressed Nusagi is going to say here. But he had a video called "Why Doki Bird Got the Same Mama," and I don't know if this is going to be an interesting story or if he's just kind of yapping. But for anyone who doesn't know, Doki Bird, I believe, has either the same artist or the same rigger that rigged the Selen Tatsuki manga, I believe is what he's referring to. So I'm going to read through chat and then we'll watch this particular video. Kagi saying, "Sadly, I know who that is because I've been online that long and longer." Oh yeah. If you're deep in the internet lore, you definitely know this. VTubing as a general homogenized whole is not a community. VTubing as a hobby happens to have many communities. Yes, I fully. At least HoloLive and MLB know you bring more merch for any future collabs. True. I never really understand why VTubers go IRL wearing a mask. Because you want to go to live events, but you don't want people snapping pictures of your face and posting it all over social media. Like, some people don't mind having their face taken, some people do. Because, like, even if you've done, like, a face reveal, some people just feel kind of weirded out by seeing their own face everywhere. Yeah. Dodgers didn't know what that was. Oh yeah, they're baseball. Did you ever talk about Ethan Ralph's feud with the VTuber community a while back? Ethan Ralph. I know I've heard the name before, but Ethan... I've seen this man before, but it is not. Oh, yeah. He was beefing with Pip. Yeah. I never covered this. No, but I do vaguely remember hearing about it. This came out in like 2022, and I don't think I was doing VTuber news in 2022. But yes, I am aware of it. I kind of like her older model with the hat more than the new one. That's fair. I'm glad she didn't go the Mika Neko route and do a copy-paste of Rushia. Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about that. I feel like you should actively... If you're gonna do a new identity, do a new identity. He actually went after Mori a few weeks ago. Did he? Oh, shit. No, I did not hear about that. Well, I guess I'll be looking this up live. One day of kill stream pressure and this big old tub of guts goes into hiding. Wow. What a cunt, man. This person announced a hiatus so soon after I announced a harassment campaign in their area. Ha ha ha, I'm the one who did this. Right? Like, Mori has bigger things to worry about than you. She's got literally multiple careers to worry about. Apparently he's doing this thing where he's going to be harassing VTubers. What a petty waste of your time. Right? Like, how do you have nothing better to do? Yeah. Like, let's see. Ethan Ralph attempts to rage bait the VTuber community by seething over Mori Calliope. Yeah. Seethe. People saying it's over Ralph a male. Ralph a male. Okay. Dissed Mori so hard she ended up in a hospital. VTubing will never recover. Oh, I already had him muted. Shows how much I care about him. Says, readers added context. Calliope Mori isn't hiding from Ethan. She recently had surgery and is taking time to time off of work to recover for her health. Well, brother, unless you're the one who fucked up her health, I don't think this has anything to do with you. I bet if I go to his page, it's gonna be full of bullshit. Anytime, anywhere, you're not even in the same galaxy as the Ralph Mill. This guy is so not real. I guess you've never seen me at full speed, but there's a train headed straight for you, unless you're a coward, that is. Now I'm headed to the Pyramid of the Sun. What is this guy on? I'm known for being a fucking baller who can't be stopped by anyone. This guy thinks he's so fucking cool. It's hilarious. The worst part is, I bet he thinks he is that cool. Anyway, I'm not gonna waste too much time on this guy. Opinion rejected. You call yourself Ralph a male. Opinion fully rejected. Alright. Let's get to the video.
Let's go.
Alright, what you got for me?
Apparently there's a lot of stuff going on in like in Niji, not Niji, in Salen's new model.
See how
Doki
my
rather.
hand fingers move too, guys? Hello!
gonna
One
turn
of
up the BGM.
my
Yeah.
features.
This artist is really good. She pumps out models really fast. Yeah. Liga de Distinct Salen. I mean, I don't even... This isn't Salen to me, chat. I mean, yeah, the art is the same and everything, but like, you know... Oh. This is Salen's ancestor. That's gonna be my headcanon.
Salen's ancestor?
You know how... Oh wait, no, not ancestor, predecessor. You know how apparently chickens and birds came from dinosaurs and stuff? And Salen was a dragon? Which is basically as closest to a dinosaur that you can get?
Okay. I thought he had news. I think he's just yapping. Unless he gets to a point. Let me scroll through here real quick. Oh, wait. I bet he's just reacting to a clip. Yeah. All right. Now, there's been... I try to keep on top of VTuber news regardless of who it comes from. I don't... Even though I try to do my own research, I don't like getting all my information from one source. I don't want to just subscribe to one person. Lydia Nekazawa has made a couple of interesting videos. And she said she made a video called Niji Sanji wastes $46 million. And that caught my attention. So I'm going to watch that segment of her video and see where that goes. All right.
Welcome. It's Lydia Kozawa here, and today we're going to be getting into some VTuber newsy news. But before we do, please make sure to follow these other channels that I have. This is Lydia VTuber Plays, Lydia Nekazawa Clips, and Lydia Nekazawa Cooks. Meow, meow. Okay, on to our first piece of newsy news. So you'll remember 21 days ago, Anycolor, they were doing something called a stock buyback. They were going to be spending 7.5 billion yen for stock buyback. So if you want to know how much that is, it is about 46 million USD. So quite a bit of money for stock buyback. So did anyone ever follow up on the stock buyback? This is the document that got released as of July 3rd. And this is from Riku Tazumi. So this is essentially saying, I don't know, I guess like a receipt saying like, yeah, we did it. This is the stock buyback. Okay. So here at the bottom, this was the reference. So they were wanting to buy 4 million shares, or they were going to spend 7.5 billion yen. So if you look up here, so it looks like they weren't able to hit their goal of the 4 million shares, but they were able to spend all the money, 7.5 billion yen. Here is the Anycolor stock. Let me pretty much explain it. Okay. So in layman's terms translation, it basically goes like this. Anycolor did a stock buyback, spending 7.5 billion yen, which is around 46 million USD. This is money that they could have invested in helping their, their talents, paying better, benefits, like really anything to improve their standing. But instead, they did a stock buyback. So instead of like reinvesting in themselves, they're just like, let's just buy all of our buns back. And it's pretty much the purpose of a stock buyback is usually to improve the short-term value of a stock by removing shares from the open market. Those that remain go up in value. So if we look at Niji stock, you'll see they did improve a little. However, it already dropped down again. It's nowhere near where they want it to be, which was above 3,000 yen. So long story short, they spent a lot of money to improve the value of the stock, and it appears to have mostly, but not entirely, failed in increasing the value of in any significant way. So the 46 million USD was effectively wasted instead of actually helping their talent, paying their talent better, or pretty much building better facilities. They could have done anything with that money.
Okay, so let me just make sure I've got this, that I'm understanding this correctly. Let me just make sure that I'm capturing my cursor really quickly. Yes, capture cursor. Okay. So if I'm understanding what she's saying correctly, Niji stocks were low. They bought a bunch of stock, which caused it to spike. Then, as you can see, that kept it elevated for a little bit. And look at that steep fall off. So it was at hovering just above 22,000 yen per share. Jumped to above 2,800. And look at that, already dropped to 2,400. Man, that That's such a steep drop off. Imagine spending millions and millions of dollars in stock buybacks for the sole purpose of raising the value of your share. And you know who that benefits? Doesn't benefit any color. It benefits your shareholders. So you're spending millions of company money to benefit your shareholders. Because I imagine their shareholders have been very unhappy with how Any Color stock has been absolutely fucking plummeting lately, ever since these their many controversies, and it didn't even work. So $46 million, and look at that. Wow. $46 million to accomplish nothing. Man, hey, give me $46 million. I'll also do nothing valuable with it. Hell, I bet I could do something more valuable with $46 million than bump up the value of a stock for a couple of days. Wow. All right, let me check on chat real quick. All right, let me scroll up. He also went after Gator. You know, I don't know anything about Gator. I don't watch his content, so I don't want to attack or defend the man because I feel like I would eat those words later. Ralph Male is a beauty. I agree. What does Ralph Male even mean? His name is Ralph, and he's calling himself an alpha male, and it's a pun. Oh no, now I don't like Ralph Male. You did before? L. Main character syndrome. Exactly, dude. I'm hoping it's a bit. I'm hoping he just thinks he's being funny, but my instinct tells me he genuinely thinks he's that cool. Rare depressed Nisagi jump scare. Her new model looks new. Oh, I already forgot her name. Lydia. I didn't know this was a new model for Lydia. It is a pretty cute model, I'm not gonna lie. Taiga mentioned where? Oh. Hey, look at that. Taigaverse gets Permavan. Taigaverse? I thought he was Taiga Under Heaven or Over Hell or... I swear this man changes his username every couple months. Is Lydia a seemingly decent news VTuber? Have you seen more of her stuff? I've only seen a couple of videos. I have no reason to say anything against her, but I don't want to say, oh yeah, she is the greatest. She never gets anything wrong. I haven't watched nearly enough of her content to confidently say she has no bad take. But so far, everything she said seems well researched and from a good place. Lol, you look like a ceiling cat. I am a ceiling cat. I'm in your ceiling, chat. Behind you, cat lady, a demon. I'm coming for you. Bill's gonna have to hop off for the time. Sorry for the abrupt leave. No worries, man. Speaking of Niji Sanji, did you see that picture of the Niji Sanji booth at AX floating around? I did not, but I definitely want to now. Niji Sanji booth off guy. What did I just scroll past? Oh, never mind. Image. Twitter. I'm trying to find what you're talking about. Niji Sanji booth off guy. I'm not seeing anything particularly relevant here, champ. Let's see. Wrong con? Oh, AX. Niji Sanji AX. You know, I think I made that mistake in a video once, and people were getting after me. I've made that fuck up multiple times. All right, wait. Hold on a minute. I found a homeless hobo sleeping in the refugee tent. Is that Vox Akuma? Hey, how did Niji Sanji or even just the AX staff allow this homeless hobo to set up his tent on a Niji Sanji booth? Why is there a tent? What is that tent for? I have no idea. Wow. Is it just completely empty? Hold on. Niji Sanji versus Hololive exhibitor booths after hours. Okay. So, Niji Sanji fucking empty. Empty. Hololive. Damn. Jam-packed. Barely space to sit. You know, honestly, I feel like this is the best result. Everyone was worried that at Niji Sanji, or that at one of these cons, I've already forgotten which one, that the Hololive fans and the Niji Sanji fans were gonna, you know, like fight to the death in the streets. Nope, the Niji fans didn't even show up. What a sad showing, honestly. That's so depressing. All right. Anyway, back to the video.
And they just chose to kind of set it on fire. So if you look at this graph, you can see that was the June 13th buyback here, and then the value spiked up, and over the course of 21 days, it's fallen all the way back to within 120 yen of its previous value on the market. So basically, 46 million USD was newsy news here. This is on the Kudos.
Is Niji Sanji a glorified merch company? Huh? What is this? The title pretty much says it all, but one thing I have really noticed over the past few months, especially after the Selen shock, between the 2% cut for the talents and the constant push for merch, it feels less like Any Color is a VTuber company who sells merch and more like a merch company who has VTubers as a basis of and to push that merch. What's crazy is that that's actually not a terrible take. Let me reset myself here. Well, while I reset myself, I will yap. So, the reason I say that's actually not a completely terrible take is because merchandising is wildly profitable. Merchandising will make or break, like especially like an animated series, like a children's cartoon. There's a I don't know if you guys have heard this one. I've heard this circulating everywhere. But merch is such a powerful money-making machine that shows will get canceled if they don't sell enough merch. Case in point, Teen Titans. They found out that Teen Titans, a show that was marketed for boys, had a very strong fan base of among girls. And the problem with that, the reason that was a problem, or perceived to be a problem, is because girls who were a fan of Teen Titans would just play with their brother's toys and not buy, you know, their own toys. That's why they segregate boys and girls' toys, is to sell the absolute most amount of profit possible to stop brothers and sisters from sharing toys. It's all an extortion racket. It's such a moneymaker. So, I know that was a long-winded response, but I just felt the need to share that. Merch makes hella money. Alright. And back to the video.
Sanji subreddit. This is posted by Links Raid, and it says Any Color is a merch company. And then it says title pretty much says it all. But it is one thing I have really noticed over the past.
Alright, I'm actually gonna skip ahead. Shoujo opens up auditions in Japan. Taigaverse. Someone mentioned
newsy news. My last video was talking about the roller coaster of emotions for Taiga. Taiga had gotten the 100K YouTube plaque. Then YouTube channel was taken down. Then YouTube channel was reinstated. Well, it looks like this is probably the end of the saga. So Taiga says, how do you make a mistake like that, YouTube? Thanks for taking an interest in my online safety after deplatforming me. Once again, we all see what you actually allow on the platform. Be consistent. So here is a screenshot. It might be a little bit hard to read, but I'll read it out for you guys. It says, "Hi, Taiga. Thanks for your response. I'm reaching back out to inform you that your YouTube channel, Taigaholic, has been terminated due to repeated or severe violations of our nudity and content policy. Your channel, Taigaverse, has also been terminated for violations of our terms of service. We understand that your channels were recently reinstated after initial termination. However, upon further review, it was confirmed that your channel was incorrectly reinstated. Oof. When it is found out an action was taken in error, we quickly fix it. We understand this news may be disappointing and apologize for any confusion caused by the temporary reinstatement of your channels." And it says, "Staying safe online." You mentioned that you are...
Wait. Let's not gloss over that. So, his channel got banned. He appealed it. They reinstated it. And they were like, no, actually, we got it right the first time. Damn. I don't watch... before I continue, I want to look at chat. Chat, while I'm looking at your older messages, I don't watch Taiga. I don't like his content. He's got, like... I don't know. He's furry. He's got, like... He doesn't stop talking about piss. I don't know. His content just never vied with me, so I didn't watch him. Was it that bad? Is it bad enough to get banned over? You guys tell me while I scroll up and read through chat. I don't know. Is there anyone here who even watches Taiga? All right. Apparently everyone's just talking about Cole Sprouse. Who is Cole Sprouse? You guys are making me go... I've Googled more things on stream than I ever have before. I've never seen this man before in my life. Who? Whomst? All right. Anyway, back to chat. Teen Titans the GOAT. Hell yeah. That's actually kind of funny, the Teen Titans thing. Yeah, dude, they canceled this show because they couldn't, because it was popular with girls. That's the dumbest reason for canceling a show I've ever heard. Let's see. It is cringe, but I don't think he should be banned. Poor Taiga. He's one of the two actors from Sweet Like Zach Cody. Oh, okay. Some music loser kept mass false reporting his channel. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I'm nervous to look up Taiga clips because if it got his channel banned, I don't want to get this video demonetized. Taiga. Y'all, I don't know, man. Like, chat is saying that it's not that bad. I don't know. That kind of... Just the thumbnails alone look kind of bad. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's got, "that is my body," and then he's showing himself in a skirt and skimpy clothes. I don't know, man. That looks pretty... The thumbnails alone look a little TOS to me. A little bit of terms of service, if you're asking me. All right. And... yeah. All right. So, what else about it?
Are continuing to experience issues with others on the platform and had concerns that your content was being flagged by users trying to have your videos removed. As a reminder, content can be reported at any time once uploaded to YouTube and will be removed if it's found in violation of our policies. That said, if no violations are found by our review team, no amount of reporting will change the outcome and the video will remain on the platform. We encourage you to review this article, Staying Safe on YouTube and Creator Safety Center, which includes a helpful video that covers our hate and harassment policy, best practice for reporting content, and guidance on how you can protect your safety and privacy online. We know that this is an incredibly important topic and we continue investing in this space. Thank you for your time. Okay, so essentially, long story short, if we cut through the corporate doublespeak,
right,
what they're saying here is, because even though Taiga did have someone who was maliciously reporting their content, YouTube is saying, yeah, so shut up. Even though that person was reporting your content, we found that your content was in violation of the content policy, so we have removed everything.
Okay. So that's an interesting take. That assuming her take is the correct one, it's, I don't know. See, this is why I don't want to defend Taiga at all, because like, it is interesting that YouTube acknowledges that someone is mass reporting him, and that's causing his channel takedown. Like, they are acknowledging that, but they're saying, but we checked, we double checked, we triple checked, it still does violate the policy. Which, I don't know how to feel about that, man. Like, because there is a limit for what you are and aren't allowed to show on YouTube. And I think there should be some amount of limit. Although I don't think saying fuck within the first like 10 seconds of a video should get your video demonetized. For sexual content, I understand. But yeah. Okay. I mean, that's unfortunate for them. But let's see. VTuber beats
Holic. Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. Okay, we have some wonderful news. This is wonderful news. This is Mew, who's a fertility goddess VTuber, and their information is MYUVT. And Mew says, this cat girl is cancer-free! Yay! And they say, I finally get to ring the bell again as a two-time lymphoma survivor.
Oh, nice.
Thank you to everyone who has supported and stayed by my side during these months and months of my battle. I have never stopped because of you. This is beautiful. Look at this artwork. This is phenomenal. And then they got the cancer bell. So normally when you go through cancer treatment, at the end of the treatment, you ring a bell. And so the fact that she has the bell in the picture is really sweet. And this is incredible. I'm so glad you're cancer free. That is wonderful news. Well done. Congratulations. Yay. All right. On to our next piece of newsy news. All right. We got Sayu Anime Expo meet and greet. So Sayu says, this year we have a super official virtual meet and greet at booth 500 and the Ken.
All right. I'm not worried about the meet and greet. Oh yeah, I heard about this. Unless she's going to play the clip, she is. Okay.
As usual, let's take a listen to this video.
I pay my mods now. If you guys didn't know, I started paying my mods, I think like last month or the month before, because I make enough to pay them now.
Yay!
You guys, that I can provide like money for my mods to let them keep doing what they're doing.
It's incredible. Oh my god, that's like.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. The fact that Doki Bird makes enough money to actually pay her mods, most people don't pay their mods. The mods just do it because they love the content creator that much and they're trying to help out. So honestly, that's a massive win. It also shows you that there's a lot of people with an equal subscriber count to Doki that don't pay their mods. So not only is she extremely successful in terms of subscribers, it also means she's getting hella money through donation. So that's one of the deceptive things about subscriber count, is that you can have 1 million subscribers, but it won't matter if nobody shows up and nobody donates. You know what I mean? So good for her that she's making hella bank. VTuber Spotlight. And all right. And actually, I don't think I'll watch that video on stream. Anyway, I think that's it for everything that I wanted to cover in terms of news. I think I might just vibe and talk to chat for a bit. And fight with VC Face a little bit. There we go. Yeah. But all in all, see, this is why I want to do this as a live stream. There was just so much to cover, and as I was going through these videos and Twitter and stuff, I just couldn't think of something to say, and I really wanted to have like a live chat to bounce off of and talk to. And I'm glad I did, because the one thing I love about my chat is because my chat is, you know, the type that subscribes to is interested in news content. They come up with interesting content and send me on wild Googling chases. All right, what does chat up? But naked yoga on YouTube is okay. Now there should be a line drawn somewhere. I don't like the naked yoga on YouTube thing. I get that it's like artistic or educational. I don't think that. I agree about the hypocrisy. That is something I think is. That's the one thing about like whether it's YouTube or Twitch. The part that frustrates me isn't the fact that they have like a sexual content or nudity policy. It's the fact that it's not enforced equally, and there seems to be biases. And it seems like VTubers get the short end of the stick, whereas like naked yoga on YouTube or Twitch thoughts on Twitch seem to get the pass. Like it's either allowed or it's not. Saying fuck at the beginning of your video sounds like a personal thing. Yeah, it is. You remember that. For anyone who isn't aware, I ranted about that for 3 posts on my community post. I was so pissed. There was another one who beat cancer recently. Crimp Cyber Prawn. Nice. I'm happy for them. Oh wow, you're still alive. I know, even I'm surprised. How long has it been? Minute 41? Yeah. Normally, this is normally roughly when I cut it, but I think I'll hang out with chat for a bit longer and just kind of yap. Let me turn my BGM back. There we go. I just want you to leave my gun content alone. I still see a lot of gun content on YouTube. Like, all the gun content creators say that they have a hell of a time with YouTube, but I still see a lot, like, Brandon Herrera is still making content. Anytime the slow-mo guys do stuff, they have a lot of, like, gun content. I don't know. People keep saying YouTube is coming for them, but I, as a viewer who's not really in that circle, still see a lot of it. It's like cartoon equals kid only. Yeah, that really annoys me. How have we not escaped that stigma? Like, seriously. VTubing is like a niche of a niche of a niche. The idea of animation being for kids has never been the case, but if it ever was, it was obliterated as soon as anime hit the scene and was releasing content like Death Note, which is definitely not for kids. And VTubing is coming not just years, but decades on the heels of projects like Death Note and whatever. And yet still the idea of animation being for kids lingers. Boomer shit, man. Think of it. Just want to say thanks for going live at the time you did. Personally, stuff came up, so I needed this. Hey man, I'm happy I could be there for you. Honestly, I like chatting with you guys a little bit live. Like, one thing to see you guys hop in a comment. It's another thing to actually have a chat. That just means they successfully walked over the dental floss? I guess. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion about that. VTubing is not mainstream yet. I mean, VTubers were at the Dodger Stadium. That's about as mainstream as you can get, in my opinion. If VTubing is not mainstream, like if anything were to make VTubing considered mainstream, surely this would be it, right? Like, I feel like this is about as mainstream as you can get. This isn't an online space. It's not a niche event. It's baseball. A sport as American as apple pie. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I wonder where the line for mainstream is set. It feels like a nebulous term. Let's see. Just looking at paper-based comics, most of that was originally targeted at adults. Yeah, I think I don't want to talk out of my ass, but I think the original comics were like horror comics and detective comics. Like, DC Comics stands for Detective Comics. Like, these were adult-oriented things. The fact that this stigma still persists is insane. What MLB team do you think would go for a Hololive collab next? I have no idea. I'm not a baseball guy. And North Dakota doesn't have a baseball team. And I live in North Dakota. I guess I would root for Minnesota. Minnesota Twins. Our neighbors. Everyone who lives in North Dakota cheers for Minnesota. The Vikings, the Twins, whatever. I don't blame North Dakota for not having any major sports teams. We're kind of a flyover state. There's nothing going on here. I have a bias towards Seattle. I know nothing about Seattle, actually. VTubers will be mainstream when they are at the NFL. True. Okay, you know what? Good point. Animation for kids? Sure, put Family Guy and Chainsaw Man in front of them and see how that works out. Brother. Imagine being a child and seeing Chainsaw Man. That reminds me, I used to babysit. This was years and years and years ago when I lived in Florida, of all places. I babysat for this like 8-year-old kid named Mason. Mason was cool as hell, and I would let him stay up late and watch movies that were R-rated, has a stigma against it of being like, you know, having like sexual content or hyper violence, but like the R-rated action movies that a kid would be totally fine with. Like the hell's that movie? We watched Ghost Rider, we watched Die Hard, we watched a couple Jackie Chan movies, and he was such a cool kid, and I didn't like corrupt his mind with violence. They're just action movies, and he had fun. So, what was the point that I was trying to make with that? Not only is animation not exclusively for kids and hasn't been for a long time, I think it's also fine for kids to be exposed to certain levels of quote-unquote adult content in terms of like violence. I don't think your kid's going to turn into an axe murderer if they watch Death Note or Die Hard. You know what I mean? I think they can handle it. What I mean is Western VTubing is not mainstream yet, much smaller than in Eastern VTubing. I suppose that's true. Hololive is still mainly a Japanese production, as is needed. Me personally, I would like to see Fauna at a slap by a championship event. Oh wait, I think I know what you're talking about. Time to open up Google. Champ. Learn to spell Beelzebub. Jesus. It took me 3 tries to spell champion. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Bro, is this what you're talking about? The slap championships? Bro, some of these hits are brutal. As a person who consumes content mostly through like clips and stuff, I gotta say, like, I like UFC clips, but the slap championships are great because, oh, look at that face. I like it because you just get straight to the point. There's no wrestling, there's no guarding, there's no ducking. You're just getting hit in the fucking face. Bro, look at that man. Look at Mans. He's messed up. Slap championships are great in terms of entertainment. Well, time for someone to make a VTuber whose lore is that they own an American football team. You know what? That's probably a thing. If there can be Bricky, a VTuber who's literally a brick, there can be a football guy. Actually, you know what? Why am I even putting away Google? I'm doing so much Googling today. VTuber football. But wait, no. Football VTuber. There we go. That's the correct grammar. Oh, there might not be. There might not be. Holy shit. Untapped market, guys. Come on. What? No American football VTubers? You're slacking. Internet, you failed me. Unbelievable. Soft R. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Like, I feel like there's a huge difference in R rating between like Die Hard and like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know what I mean? Cole Sprouse was Cody in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on Disney. He recently had his picture taken in front of VTubers. Oh, okay. The Philly drama will die down by next week. Possibly. I really truly hope that Jingo manages to get compensated for their model. I had no idea that Philly 1 didn't compensate Ringo for the commercial rights, but actually didn't compensate them at all. At bare minimum, Philly should float them the 7,000 yen, if not more, for a commercial. With all things supervision plus communication. Exactly. Like, you know, if there is something that a kid can't handle, it's much better for them to experience that, you know, in a safe environment around people they trust, rather than letting them go their entire lives naive, then run into that in real life and have to experience something terrible for the first time with no prep, you know, with no understanding. That's why you got to show your kids Lion King, so they understand the concept of death before it happens. You know what I mean? That's why you got to show them all these things. You got to teach them, not just sit them down in front of a fucking iPad. Let the internet raise them. Why is my tracking dead? Yeah, there we go. I won't get into that rant. Slapfest, hell yeah. He has talked about this on a couple of times. Yeah. A niche has been found. Yes, I have found one unexploited niche. American football x VTuber. Make it happen, internet. Make it happen. Dad, wake up. We gotta go. Dad. You never watched Lion King? Wait, before I bully you, are you from America? Because it's an American movie, and if you live in like Indonesia or some shit, I don't even know if they I think it's more understandable that you don't consume American movies as a child. But if you're in America or Canada and you haven't seen The Lion King, shame on you. Shame. That movie is a classic. You are from America? Nah, no excuse. Go watch The Lion King. The Lion King is literally just Hamlet with lions. No excuses. Go watch that movie. It's required watching. Watch it, please and thank you. Dude, it's good. Even as, like, the Disney classics from, like, the 90s that I grew up with, like, don't get me wrong, like, old school Disney was good. New Disney has some hits and misses. 90s Disney was on another level. Like, if I rewatch, Cinderella as an adult, it feels like it's meant for kids, and it's not my vibe. I rewatch Lion King as an adult. I rewatch Lilo and Stitch as an adult. That shit still holds up. Lilo and Stitch is still a great movie. Lion King is still great. Like, brother, I feel like that was just an era where people actually gave a shit, man. About, like, animated content. Shame, yes. Ring the bell of shame, Tomahawk. Ring the bell of shame. James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones's voice is legendary. Mufasa. I think he was Darth Vader. Probably other things I can't remember. I can go on an entire rant about current Disney. We all could, man. I don't think there's anyone who likes current Disney. It's a little broken, but still good. Yeah, still good. Damn. Bro, I was, the ending of that movie, like, as a grown adult man, almost brought me to tears when I was rewatching that. It's such a good movie. And, you know, I think part of the reason I like Lilo and Stitch so much is because my favorite trope in fiction, by a mile, is the found family trope. There's no trope, in my opinion, better than having some little monster, some little gremlin, some little weirdo that everyone hates, you know, not even their own family loves them, and then they find a group of friends that become their surrogate family. That's some good shit, man. That's some good shit. Makes me feel good in my heart. All right. Want to test your knowledge? Do you know the underrated movie Titan AE? Titan AE. That actually does not sound familiar. I will Google it. Titan AE. Where are we at? What is this up here? This looks like Treasure Planet. Is this not literally a still from Treasure Planet? I'm so confused. What? What? Is this not what? Am I dumb? I could be. I probably am. I think it's just the hairstyle of the protagonist that's giving me those vibes. Because, like, look at that frame. I'll bring up Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet. I'm not crazy. Okay, yeah, it was just the hair. It was just the hair. Okay, yeah, no, I'm an idiot. Ignore me. Completely different. All right. Let's see. Do you think kayfabe in VTubing is dying? Oh, absolutely, without a doubt, no contest. No question. Here's the thing. The question is, should kayfabe in VTube die? Tracking is... Here we go. Because here's the thing. There's really, like, 3 camps, in my opinion, when it comes to, like, VTubing fans. There's people who could give a shit about the avatar, and they just like the person behind the avatar, and they want to get to know the personality of the person behind the avatar, because that's the person making the content. The human being is making the content, not the character. That's what's valuable. And that's what people are drawn to, right? His personality. Camp number 2, they are specifically drawn to VTubing, not just because there's an avatar with some physics on it, but because there is that element of roleplay. There's that disconnect from real life. We're not talking about real world issues. We're not talking about real world drama. We're allowed to sort of drift off into a fantasy land where things are kind of simpler. They're easy to understand. There's fun in-jokes. There's lore. Also, as a content creator, having lore and having a little bit of roleplay does make your job a little bit easier. Because, like, let's say someone asks a woman how old she is, and she doesn't want to answer that question. She can be like, I'm 3,000 years old. You know, participating in the kayfabe to avoid answering uncomfortable real-world questions. I think that element of roleplay is fun, and I see the draw to it, and I don't think it's bad. The only time I feel like it gets bad is when you get those unicorns who take the roleplay way too seriously. They're like, you know, my pure virgin maiden can't talk to men. Grr. That's the only part I have an issue. But I have to say, personally, kayfabe itself is dying because so many more people just like the person and not the lore. So, do you think it should disappear? Do you think that element of roleplay, that element of fantasy, is more helpful or more harmful when it comes to how people interact on the internet? That's the question. All right. I gotta go, but I glad I could catch the stream. Happy you could make it, man. It was good having you. Ohana means family. You're damn right, man. You're damn right. I don't get that reference, Zony Mud. Can you take me higher to a place with golden streets? I feel like that's a reference to Treasure Planet, which I have not seen in a very, very long time. Heard kayfabe mentioned a lot, but I don't know what it is. Oh, Kayfabe is a wrestling term. So if you ever watch like WWE or whatever, they have this persona that they adopt in the ring. Usually they'll have a baby face and a heel, baby face being the good guy, the heel being the bad guy. And the bad guy acts like an asshole. He's disrespectful to fans. He insults, cheap shots, yada yada. But when the match is over, when they're doing fan meet and greets, an actor will act like an actor. They'll drop the accent, they'll drop the bit, they'll just act like a normal person. When a wrestler goes and interacts with the fans, they still do so in character. They're trying to sell you the illusion that they are this person. And even though everyone knows that's not their real personality, they like to sell the illusion because it makes it more satisfying when the bad guy gets punched in the face a bunch of times. It's a lot more satisfying to watch a work of fiction when it feels more real. In VTubing, that carries over. When you're introducing an element of fiction and you're carrying that over not just on stream, you're doing it on social media, you're doing it when you interact with people and do collabs, you're keeping up an element of fantasy even though everyone knows it's not real because it makes it more enjoyable. So yeah, that was kind of a rambling explanation, but I hope that made sense. Alright. Coco made me cry like an absolute bitch. I can unashamedly admit that. Valid, honestly. Ah, man. Especially when Coco left. Because Kiryu Coco left for Rainbow Retirement Center opened up before VShojo was VShojo, or they did their VTuber adoption shtick. That was tough, man. It's tight in AE, they create a new Earth and its name is Bob. Highly recommend, great movie and a banger soundtrack. I'll check it out. You tattled on me? What does that mean? Tattled on me for what did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. Those people make me want to hunt for some horns. Oh yeah, unicorns are insufferable. I don't know what level of mental illness you need to get to think that because you sent a super chat to an anime woman on the internet that they owe you anything at all. It's toxic. Fun fact, the wrestler Kane worked for the Tennessee government. Wait, what? I know exactly which wrestler you're talking about. He worked for the government? I can't imagine that at all. Time to open Google back up. For context, Kane. Look at this man. Look at man. You're telling me this man worked for the government? I don't know what office he was in. I'm finding out about this now. But like, for the sake of comedy, let's say he's the, imagine you go to like the DMV or whatever to update your driver's license, and this motherfucker is the one greeting you. Oh, that would be hilarious. Why is my tracking so ass? I don't know why I keep losing track. It's just getting old. Is it a computer issue? Is it a camera issue? Am I stupid? Why? 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 Why are you doing this to me? Why do you hate me? Okay. Ah! My model's fucked up. But there we go. Good lord. I don't know why I'm losing tracking so badly. Alright. So what news are we reacting to? Oh, we've already done the news reaction. I would do a TLDR, but we've kind of covered a lot. The, what did we cover? We talked about... How am I drawing a blank? I've been talking for too long. I don't stream for very long. We talked about the HoloLive X Dodgers baseball collab and how we had lions wrapping around the building. We talked about Fillion getting in hot water, and we had a lawyer give his take on the fact that she's selling merch for a model she does not own and did not pay for. A bunch of stuff, actually. We're kind of just chatting right now. Feel free to stick around. When I said Coco, I meant the movie Coco. Oh! I heard that movie was a good movie. I never got around to watching it, but I heard it was really, really good. Kane is a mayor? He's a mayor? Mayor Kane, what do we do about the utilities? Imagine this man as mayor. That's ridiculous. Unbelievable. Speaking of Ishoujo and Keisan, she basically went out on a limb for Nazuna, and she screwed it up so bad Gunrun dodged the bullet. When the Mika Neko thing first happened, when the Rushia, or not even Mika Neko, when that scandal first dropped, I was fully on Rushia's side. I was angry on her behalf. But like watching her story unfold and watch as she makes just decisions, she makes decisions that I wouldn't make, and she kind of bounces around. Like she could have just rebranded with Vishoujo and stayed there, but it's almost kind of hard to like follow her movements nowadays. I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I don't 100% know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to say that I've kind of lost track of what she's up to now. It feels like she runs into trouble wherever she goes. I would not want to be Fillion's legal advisor for this situation. Oh God, no. Imagine getting caught selling merch for an IP you don't own. If I were a lawyer, I wouldn't take that case. He's now allegedly working with Wachter? Oh, shit. How? Why? For what could you possibly have to gain? It's Wachter! For anyone who doesn't know what Wachter is, I don't think I could even summarize everything they've done wrong. How could you sign with a company with such a bad reputation? Man, don't understand it. I will say this. One thing that's interesting about being a VTuber that you cannot do literally anywhere else is if you run into trouble as a VTuber, you do have the freedom to rebrand, move on, and sort of like change shtick and hope to garner a different audience that either isn't aware or doesn't care about your past controversies. And sometimes I wonder if that's more of a blessing or more of a curse. Because on the one hand, a lot of people have done rebrands and have been better for it. Like all the Hololive and Niji Sanji VTubers who rebranded with Shoujo, they're killing it. They're achieving levels of success that they probably wouldn't have been able to if it weren't for the way VTubing is set up. But I can't help but feel like there's probably a lot of bad actors in this space that we don't even know about, just because as soon as they run into trouble, they graduate, hide, lay low, rebrand, and they can kind of do that as many times as they want. And unless people are really on the pulse tracking them down, with your identity being completely virtual and anonymous, it's not too hard to escape consequence for what you've done in the past. You make whack decisions, you end up in a whack company. E.G. wishes they were on Wachter's level. Imagine. Mikaneko's not stuck with Wachter. Wachter's stuck with Mikaneko. Oh yeah, Rima did a video on that. I don't believe it's official to my knowledge. Oh, okay, interesting. I have a theory about Mikaneko that it could be she likes the structure of having management and limitations, while Vishoujo is more loose than a traditional agency. What's interesting is that it's anytime a VTuber graduates and rebrands, whether it's a Vshoujo situation or it's a situation like Quinn Bennett who went indie, they always talk about how much of a hassle it is to like get perm. You have obligations to certain events, and like they do so much work behind the scenes. Like myself, I have no work behind the scenes aside from editing videos and doing research, and stuff along that. But aside from that, I have no obligation. But it sounds like if you're a corporate VTuber, there's so many like events, songs, and miscellaneous stuff that you have to do behind the scenes. And I have to imagine that gets exhausting, but I could also see why some people would really appreciate having that structured environment. Because being in the entertainment industry is pretty chaotic and unstable. And I don't blame someone for wanting management sort of give them a direction. I mean, I certainly could have used some management when I first started because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was scrambling to get, to make content that people would actually watch. And it would have made my life a lot easier if I had any kind of support. TV did that, was a flesh tuber, rebranded as a VTuber, but keeps coming back again and again and refuses to change his behavior. TV? I'm not sure I'm familiar with them. I won't join a corpo unless it's Ace Group that provides me with my own home with high-speed internet. I don't think there's any organization that does that. Even, like, Calliope Mori talked about when she debuted with HoloLive. She was in like this studio apartment. She didn't even have a table. She had her mouse on the top of her computer tower, and she gave this whole speech on Trash Taste about how hard it was to like how humble her beginnings were as a VTuber. Callie. Trash Taste. Let me bring the clip up so I don't just ramble incoherently. Apartment? Maybe that's the keyword? No, that's not it. Damn it. Dream setup? If I can't find it after a couple of searches, I'll give up, but here we go.
I decided, we'd try and get like a new PC, and I received one. I was very fortunate. And then I set it up, and I realized, my apartment is so small, I actually don't have any space for the mouse or the keyboard. My mouse setup, my mouse is currently sitting on top of the tower, the rectangle, the powerful rectangle that is, I guess, the computer.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Yeah, so my mouse is on top of it. My mouse is on top of it, and I move it about 2 inches, and then I have to pick it up and put it back, and then move it another 2 inches to try and get to where I need to go. What? The mouse to where I need it to go across 4 monitors, right? Imagine just a crouched goblin sitting on the floor with a chair on the floor, a desk on the floor, surrounded by 4 monitors with my mouse on top of the tower. Well, the good news is, though, I've already mentioned this before on stream. I'm moving.
Hell yeah. You can finally get your gaming chair like a true gamer girl.
Yes, a true gamer.
So the reason I bring that up is just to mention that, just to make the point that I don't think any VTuber agency is going to set you up in a house. If they didn't set up Callie with her own house and stuff, you're shit out of luck, man. TV was taken. Why do I know that name? I know that name. I know for a fact I know that name. I know who you're talking about. Why can I not find this on the internet? I know who you're talking about. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. That's why. Why does TV was taken not have an image on Google Images? God damn it. Okay. I know I've covered him before. I don't remember the details, honestly. But I do remember that TV was taken, was outed for some stuff. I didn't know that he, oh wow, he deleted everything on his Twitter. Jesus. I do know that, he was basically chased off the internet for a while. He came back with a apology document to try and dispel some of the accusations. Oh yeah. Contacting a minor. It's always minors, man. Why is it always minors? As someone, I've been a professional internet goblin on this channel for like 2 years. Never once have I DM'd a minor about anything inappropriate. Probably the easiest part about being a content creator is not being inappropriate with minors. I just want to pull up a image of his PNG, and I cannot find it anywhere. There it is. This guy. Yeah, I vaguely remember him. I had no idea he did IRL content. I had no idea. Hollow, I can fix her. Vishojo. No, I can fix her. Whacked her. Wait, how'd you get in the building? Look, a corporal will sooner set you up with a house and good internet than to not have drama. Well, I mean, if you have the one nice thing about being in a corporation is because you're immediately hit the ground running with a fan base, you're guaranteed a certain level of profit based on the size of the company. You can eventually afford like a house and stuff. But I don't think they'll give that to you right away. I know some people that are known to legitimately harass people using the whole VTubing thing as a way to hide and rebrand. Oh, 100%. And that's what I'm talking about. You can be a total douchebag, get lost, come back with a new account, and people will be none the wiser. Why can't anyone be outed for being a gilf hunter? I mean, you know, if I had to pick between literal children and grandma, I'll take the grandmas. I'd rather you be trying to rizz up Granny, because at least Granny is over 18. Humble the Hedgehog is known to do that. I have never heard of them. I have to. I'm not going to say that. I was about to say, I don't think there's anyone who's actually into grandmas, and I stopped myself because I knew the internet is into weird shit. If people can be into feet, people can be into grandma. I don't know. Non-asexuals confuse the fuck out. They're into whatever. Alright. I am starting. EDP VT. No! We're not getting an EDP VTuber. No! Imagine though. Imagine he tries to come back as a VTuber. I feel like with him specifically, he's so notorious, he would be found out. Granny out here with the butterscotch. No! That is such a horrendous thing to say. You put that sweaty emoji away, sir. No. Oh yeah, another thing. You remember the Via Lower girls? You know how everyone was dogging on them? They were actually growing quite nice. I believe they have almost 10,000 subs. Nice. Them. I remember the controversy. I was very upset that they had Wait, no. Hold on. I don't want to say anything. I think I'm wrong. The Allure. Are they the one who hired a minor? I don't remember. So many things with minors. Nope, I think I was wrong. Yep, I think I was wrong. I couldn't find it. Yeah, I will never understand allosexuals either. Hey, we got another asexual in chat. Let's go. We do exist. You just don't know it because we don't show up in sexualized spaces. I will say the one weird thing about being an asexual is it's the only identity that exists by non-participation. You know what I mean? Like every other group, you can participate in being gay and going to gay events and go do butt stuff or whatever. You can participate in blackness, go to black events, support black content, whatever group you're in. Asexuality is defined by non-participation, so there's no culture to participate in. You're at best gonna wrap yourself in the LGBT pride events, but that's about as far as it goes. The best asexual representation is just any character that doesn't have sexual representation, which is plenty. Just a show that doesn't cover that sort of topic. It's so weird having an identity defined by non-participate. At least not the sex repulsed. Yeah, that's definitely a huge. Let's see. What was it? Via Lore that hired a minor? I can't remember. I don't remember. But we will show up to your D&D game. Bro, facts though. Facts. I don't know what it is. Speaking of asexuality in D&D, as an asexual who plays D&D, the amount of queer people and neurodivergent people in Dungeons and Dragons is wildly overrepresented. If you play D&D, you're either queer, neurodivergent, or traumatized, and usually all three. I don't know what it is about the hobby, probably the escapism and power fantasy, but boy, are we overrepresented. I've noticed that when it comes to any sort of really niche hobby, you find overrepresentations of niche people, if that makes sense. The normal, neurotypical, generic people are less likely to participate in niche hobbies because they don't need to go to niche hobbies to find community and make friends who understand them. We took it over from the incels. We did, and thank God. Because, oh my God, the D&D incels from back in the day. Ugh. The amount of gatekeeping, anti-women, edgelord, unwashed behavior going on in older D&D circles. Not everyone was bad. They were a minority of a hobby, but they were too large of a minority. They were too frequent. And I feel like modern D&D, by becoming more mainstream and sort of being adopted by the queer communities and neurodivergent communities, has really weeded a lot of them out and or just made them a lot quiet and a lot less active on the internet. And I think the hobby is better for it. Because there are certain times where a hobby getting taken over and becoming normalized has negative consequences, but I feel like that's one of the this is one time where it worked. throw a rock, you won't be hitting any normies anytime soon in VTubing. That's true. I don't remember who said it on stream. I'll never be able to find it, so I won't even try to Google it. But I was watching these two VTubers do a collab, and one girl turns to the other and she's like, "So you're a new VTuber?" And she's like, "Yeah, I am. I'm such and such." And she's like, "So as a VTuber, do you have ADHD or autism?" I like how those were the only two options. Akio Air is the one that hired the miner. Thank you! Thank you! I don't know why I couldn't think of their name. Yes, that is the one. I was very much against. And part of the reason I was against Akio Air specifically hiring a miner is because they're a relatively small VTuber group, which don't have a great track record. And a lot of their talents were explicitly like sexual. Plus, VTubing is a generally like sexualized sphere. And I just don't like minors in that space. It's one thing if they do it on their own and they craft their own community. It's another thing to be thrust into a pre-existing community where there's already that expectation of lewd. And that's why the comic book industry is dead, USA. I feel like there's a lot of things that have led to the decline of comic books. But I feel like going mainstream isn't what did it. I genuinely think that like anime and manga are what more or less killed comics. Because there's the absolute tidal wave of like Japanese media that hit my generation of young adults supplanted comic books so hard and so fast. There's definitely things we can talk about culturally that led to their decline, but I really do think that decline wouldn't have happened without Japan's invasion of pop culture. What flavor of VTuber are you? ADHD, autism, or all of the above? I am very much ADHD, as I'm sure you've no doubt noticed on this stream of me being not able to pay attention to a 10-minute video. I have very bad ADHD. It genuinely causes problems in my day-to-day life. Like, oh my god, so many avoidable problems wouldn't happen if I could just, not just be normal for 5 minutes. Let's see. I'm queer, so I checked that box. I have ADHD, I checked that box, and I'm traumatized. I got all three. I got all three of my qualifications for being a content creator. The year's half over, and there's been so much VTuber drama this year so far. I swear, dude. That's so true. I wonder, although I do wonder, and it was Depressed Nusagi who said this, so I'm gonna crib what he said. I wonder if there is genuinely more drama this year, or if people are just becoming more aware of drama happening in this community because of the rise of people like False ID and Kyo and Rev Says Desu and Hero Hey Sometimes, and to a tiny extent myself. Because news only circulates as far as there is someone to circulate it. I mean, that's why totalitarian regimes censor the news media. Gotta get your news from somewhere. And who else? Who else is VTuber news? False Yo. Oh, who's the Moon VTuber? Penumbral. He popped off with those shorts that he did. Like, the amount of people covering this sort of space exponentially increased. It was especially bad that her parents were encouraging her, even knowing how sexualized VTubing is. This is going to sound like a weird ADHD transition. I promise it's related. When you're talking about parents encouraging their child to participate in an NSFW VTubing space, it reminds me a lot of like parents who pressure their children into like beauty pageant stuff. Like, the parent isn't concerned with the welfare of the child. They're concerned with their child getting their 10 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of fame, whatever the expression. They just want to see their child on stage, famous, people looking at them, they want to live vicariously and, enjoy the fame they could never get themselves. And I wonder if it's not a similar case in her regard, where the parents are less concerned with the well-being of their child and more concerned with their child becoming famous or making money or whatever. It's still crazy to me that the miners folks were okay signing off on that for her. Same. Like, I'm not a fan of that. Trust me, I can go on an entire tirade about the comic books. Oh, I believe that you could. That girl is definitely being exploited and abused. We don't know anything for certain. Nobody has come out and said anything that yes or no. So I don't want to agree with you in case I'm wrong. But the odds are high. I'll say that. The odds are very high. Beals, did you ride the short bus as a kid? I did not. They did find out I had ADHD basically immediately though. Even though I didn't ride the short bus or like have special ed or anything, they got me medicated as quickly as possible. It was literally my first day of first grade. I couldn't sit still and I wouldn't listen to my first period teacher. And my very first teacher and my very first day of first grade was like, this kid is a fucking problem. He won't sit still. He won't listen. He won't stop humming or drumming with his fingers on the table. Medicate this child immediately. There's never been a child diagnosed with ADHD as quickly as I was. I was a problem from day one. I came out the womb causing problems. That's not an exaggeration. I came out the womb not breathing. And ever since I took my first breath, I haven't shut up since. The only peace I've ever known is the first 5 minutes of being alive. Comics could only have a wet dream about selling the amount of manga. Oh, yeah. Comics. I feel like comics used to sell those numbers, though. Like, you say it's like a wet dream to reach those numbers. They did reach those numbers back in the day. Back in the 80s especially. Comics were massive in the 80s. I feel like the reason anime and manga has the reach that it does is specifically because of Toonami, number one, playing anime on Cartoon Network, and number two, how easy it is to get access to Japanese media in our online landscape. Back when your only option was American-made goods, of course comics were dominating. They had no competition. Dude. Perfect analogy with the pageant comparison. Thank you. That's so true for a lot of child celebrities like Britney Spears. Bro, you might not know it, but I am aware of like the Britney Spears conservatorship. And my tracking has died, but I'll still keep yapping. I won't go into too much detail, but Britney Spears, basically her dad, owned her entire life because he declared her, mentally unfit to manage her own life. And I didn't know what a conservatorship was before Britney Spears, but now that I am aware, I'm aware of the abuse that can happen. And man, the Britney Spears got absolutely fucked. Being a child star, being under the control of your parents who are just trying to milk you for money, a conservatorship where you have no agency over your own life. Fuck, man. It sucks when a parent doesn't care about their child beyond dollars. The VTuber past life taboo died this year. It did! It did! Honestly, I think that's for the better. At least in terms of past public persona. Like, if someone wants to dig up Amelia Watson's family and friends and post videos of them, depressed and soggy, that I still think is wrong. But I feel like connecting Garagura to Senazawa or connecting Keisan to Kiryu Koko I think that's totally fine, and it should have always been fine. A public persona is just that, public. It's meant to be perceived, and it shouldn't be wrong to connect the dots. It's only when you're drudging up personal details that were never meant to be public. And I feel like that has also always been true, and people are only just now catching up to that. But no, I fully support the complete collapse of the past lives taboo. If it hadn't collapsed, we wouldn't have known that Selen had become Dokibird. We wouldn't have known that Vesper went back to his channel as Randon. We wouldn't have known all this stuff. There's a lot of great content creators that I think deserve to keep their audiences after they leave a company. Wait a second, you were medicated? I was medicated previously as a child. They put me through the gauntlet. Ritalin, Adderall, Imipramine. I don't know if you know any of those words, but I do. I eventually got off of them because I learned how to mask. I don't know if you're familiar with the term. Masking just means you pretend to be normal even though you're not, to make the people around you not hate you. As soon as I started learning how to mask and pretend to not be a psychopath, well, not a psychopath, but pretend to not be a gremlin, they took me off of it, and I didn't. And I still don't. Because I don't like the side effects of medication. Whatever's wrong in my head doesn't like medication. It reacts poorly. So, I'm better without it, but boy did I need it. It's hard to describe too, because like, you've got this pill, take it, hour or two later, your mind functions with a completely different set of rules. Like, sure, the noise is gone, but at the same time, so is a bit of your personality. So is a little bit of the fun. So is a little bit of the energy, the life, vibrancy. You know, everything's a little bit gray. And I feel that I'm less creative. I'm less fun to be around. I'm less excited for things. I don't go down midnight rabbit holes. I don't hyperfixate on the things that I enjoy. And I don't like that medication takes that away from me. I like that part of ADHD. I like having a unique and extreme personality that loves to live the life that I have and isn't worried about life and the real world nonsense. So it is a tool that some people use that I threw into the shed and have never looked back. They doped you up, lol. They wouldn't let me stay with the others. I was a troublemaker. Oh, I believe it. Like, what's interesting about being neurodivergent is people don't care how being neurodivergent affects you. They care about how it affects other people. And if you're causing problems for the people around you, they will drug you up until you're so sedated you can barely speak. Because, much like a lobotomy, it solves the problems that bother them, not the problems that you are personally facing. Not that medication is always a lobotomy, it just means that if not applied with empathy and only applied for result, it has bad outcome. For people who take medication at an appropriate dose and not way too goddamn much like I had, it's a good thing, and it can be good. Until the activist nation attack. There's a whole rant we could go on about activists. There was a football player who was also under a conservatorship too, and there was a feel-good movie based on... Oh, yeah, I remember that. It's still crazy that we didn't find out that he was in a conservatorship until way, way later. What's crazy is I remember watching I think it was called The Blind Side, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I watched that movie. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's crazy that he didn't see any of the revenue that he was making. They thought he was getting adopted, but nope, they were taking his rights and money away. That's insanity. no, that wasn't Ian. That was a guy named Shizzy. Well, there's two separate situations. Depressed Nusagi, both myself and many other people, damn near chased him off the internet. In fact, because he did a past life deep dive on a couple of VTubers, and he did a deep dive on Amelia Watson. And for reasons I still don't understand, he included like pictures and like video of her like real life, like her face, her voice, you know. And there was personal details in there that he was including to show like her personal journey. You know, she came from this place and now she's here. Look at how much she's grown. Look at her origins. Look at where she is now. Isn't that so great? But what myself and everyone else were upset about is the fact that he was showing, you know, not just her real life photos, but like, I didn't see it myself. It was long taken down before I got my hands on it. But someone had said that there was a video of her talking to her friend, and I don't think her IRL friends should be involved. And it became a massive deal, and he got basically canceled and chased out the internet for a good long while before he came back. As far as Shizzy is concerned, Shizzy, I will not spare more than a sentence for. Fuck Shizzy. That is the beginning, middle, and end of that sentence. I will give Nusagi the, you know, a little bit of time, a little bit of attention, a little bit of explanation, because I talked to him. I talked to him in the DM about what his motives were, why he did what he did, whether, you know, why he was getting canceled. And I actually encouraged him, along with many other people, to actually get back into content creation and not let one scandal completely destroy his passion. Because I need to stop talking. That I have more things to say, but I think I should not say that. At least not on a live stream. I will move on, actually. Sad Bunny Man catching strays. He caught some strays too. There were definitely some hits that he took that he did not. Yo, you need to check Legal Mindset's upcoming live stream thumbnail. Legal Mindset. What? Let's zoom, enhance. Why has he got... Why did he do Fillion like that? And bro, look at... Wait, did Vox do that at some point? With the buck teeth? No! Like the disc hat was pushing it. He didn't do the Chinese teeth, Chinese buck teeth, did he? No! That's too... That... I hope that's a fan edit and not something he did himself. Please tell me that's a fan edit and he didn't make that joke himself. He's gonna get called a racist, be canceled if that was actually him. Alright. I have autism spectrum. Yeah. I'm not surprised. Most VTuber fans do. And that's not an insult, that's just an observation. It's I feel like the VTubing space is actually really accommodating to people with autism in a lot of ways because of the sort of like roleplay aspect. You know, when you're putting on a little bit of a personality and you're trying to make yourself affable as possible, it makes it easier to interact with them in that way. Because sometimes you walk into a live stream, they're not part of a company, they don't have a persona established, they don't have any in-jokes, and you kind of don't know how to interact in chat. But with VTubing, they've got an eye-catching avatar, they've got lore that you can look up, they've got a lot of in-jokes. Like right from the debut, you get an instant vibe for what's going to be, what people are going to talk about, what they're going to be into. it's really easy to slot right in and immediately participate with no warm-up. I feel like if you tried to slide into an Asmongold stream, you might say some things that he would make fun of you for because you don't immediately understand what he's all about. Hey, Parrot's on there. Yeah, Parrot 4chan, I think is his name. Bro. Plus 15 social credit. Oh, they're going to be talking about some Chinese-related stuff? I see Taiwan in the thumbnail. Uh-oh. It's never good when Taiwan is in a thumbnail. Never. Taiwan is never in the news for something good. It's almost always Chinese fans or Chinese people in general about to get very angry. Bro has become a smacker. I think Parrot did the buck teeth. I believe it. The man is a memer, 100%. Oh, we have Vox and Billy. Oh yeah, that's right. Was it just Niji Sanji or was it also Hololive? That was yeah. Hololive is also returning to Billy. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video or not, but people were pretty pissed that people were Hololive was had I think it was Kobo stream on Billy. And of course with the whole Kiryu Coco Taiwan situation, a lot of people are still angry at Chinese fans, and so a lot of people were up in arms about it. Some sponsors scammed him out of $2,000. It's on Twitter. What? Breaking news much, I guess? Did you send it to me? I don't know why this is the first thing that I see on Twitter. Quite sad, our friend died a virgin. What is it? Box. What? Scam 2K. Akuma. What keywords am I not putting in that I need to be putting in? I have no idea what you're on about. What keywords am I missing? What am I not looking up? It sucks that corporate VTubers can't mention people like Dokibird. Yeah, I agree. But I think it's ultimately for the best to keep those IPs separate. Like, it's extremely inconvenient, and I wish everyone was indie. But I think the power of a rebrand is such that I think it... what am I getting at? What is my point? I agree that it sucks, but there is a reason for it that I understand. Is my point. Fox was hiding on Billy for a while, hiding out from the Niji Sanji drama and away from YouTube. Huh? Oh, I didn't know that. You know, honestly, that's not a, like, as far as like a business loop, optics, public perception, I understand why people wouldn't like that. But I feel like as like just a straight up business decision, that's probably not a bad idea. Because a lot of Chinese fans probably just don't give a shit about a lot of the drama. You know, they're in a different, community. So hiding out on Billy is probably a money decision. And I mean money as in like a smart financial decision. I really hope Hollow learned from their mistakes and bails out of Billy. I hope if things go wrong, they bail out. But so far, the Kobo karaoke stream seemed to go well. Aside from people complaining about it on Twitter, nothing seemed to have gone wrong. But we'll see. If a Taiwan situation happens again, I hope they manage it better this time. All right. So Honkai Star Rail, Honkai Star Rail and game influencer refused to pay me the $2,000 they owe me for a fulfilled sponsorship deal due to the following transgressions in my video. Family Guy Chinese drawing meme on Vox. Bing chilling Chinese meme with Vox. Oh, social credit, Taiwan. Okay. So, I understand now. I got you. Okay. I have mixed opinions about this. Oh, we got timestamps and everything. Did they approve the video before it went live? Good question, actually. Reminder to use the YouTube edit tool and blue out or cut out the whole sponsor section. Agree. If you're not getting paid, don't sponsor them. Blur it out or cut it out. Under agree. All right. I'm of two minds, and I'm not gonna give a super strong opinion on this. But I will say, does it suck that a couple of memes, a couple of jokes lost him what is probably a substantial amount of money? Absolutely. That fucking sucks. And I don't blame him or anyone else for being pissed that he's not getting the payday that he feels like he is owed because a couple of corporations are too sensitive about some jokes. Fully understand that. But I will say, if you're doing a sponsored stream, it is the responsibility of the content creator to be cognizant of the fact that you still have to remain brand safe. And that if you do something too far out of left field, that you're not guaranteed that money. Especially with something like this, right? You know, Vox Akuma with the Chinese teeth. That's going to be interpreted as racist and unacceptable, and it looks bad on the company if you show a meme like that and then show their name. So, on the one hand, yes, it genuinely sucks. I'm sorry that it happened to him, and I don't blame anyone who's angry. But on the other hand, Parrot, man, you should have known better. Just because the system sucks doesn't mean you didn't know how the system worked. You know, adjust accordingly. You should have known, man. Should have known better. Come on. Also, that's just a pretty long list. It'd be one thing if it was a single meme, but that's a lot of, damn. That's a lot. You're not going to get brand sponsorships if you're going to be a brand risk, is my point. I don't know. What are your guys' take? It sucks that corporate VTubers can't mention... Like someone else said, though they didn't have to approve the video before it went up, though. See, honestly, that's a good point. This is, because it was a video and not a live stream, both of them are at fault for not having the advertiser give them the green light beforehand, right? Like, this is really just a massive oversight. Like, I'm not offended about a couple of Chinese jokes, right? Like, I could give less of a shit. But both of them are fucking up by not having the sponsor approve the video first. It's a single email, guys. One email could have prevented... Because here's the thing. If you have something unacceptable in your video, the sponsor watches it and they're like, hey, cut this or blur it. That's a problem that you can edit out in like 5 minutes. So, If it sounds like I'm not being sympathetic to Parrot after he got scammed out of $2,000, that's why. This is so avoidable. There's so many stages at which this could have been avoided. It does suck though. $2,000 is a lot of money. And I also think he lives outside the US, and something exchange rate, something $2,000 in USD is worth a hell of a lot more in I don't know where he lives. I assume somewhere in Southeast Asia, possibly Indonesia or the Philippines or somewhere like that. I imagine. That's probably a lot of money. Like, in terms of like context, that's probably worth a hell of a lot more than $2,000 is over here. That's a lot of money to lose. Oh, this is so avoidable. Oh, this sucks so much. I hate this. That's not good. All right. Not sure why they offered him the deal in the first place. How did they not screen him first? That's what I'm wondering. Like, Parrot 4chan has a reputation of being edgy. And if you don't like edgy, if you don't want your ads next to an edgy content creator, do your homework. This is what I'm saying. This is so avoidable. If anyone had done their due diligence, this wouldn't happen. Still funny that they were put on that video, went hard in China. He's Colombian. Oh, Colombian. I would have never guessed. You could have given me 1,000 guesses. I would have never guessed Colombian. I wonder what the a dollar worth in Colombia. So $1 US is 4,000 Colombian peso. So $2,000 is 8 million Colombian pesos. Bro missed out on 8 million pesos. That sucks, dude. That's probably a pretty massive payday. How much does a loaf of bread cost in Colombia? See, this is what I'm saying about the exchange rate. In America, a loaf of bread is like what, $3, $4? In Colombia, it's like 89 cents. That money just goes so much farther. Damn. Damn. That sucks. That's so much goddamn money. Man, this is the one reason why I'm scared to take sponsors. Is like, I feel like, I don't know, I don't think I'm too much of a brand risk. I don't think I'm gonna say anything too edgy, but I would hate to get like a HelloFresh sponsorship and they have a squeaky clean like public perception, and I say fuck a lot in my videos, fam. They can't use my promotion as an ad for shit. I'm gonna say fuck 37 times in my HelloFresh sponsorship. It's gonna be like, what's up, motherfuckers? I got sponsored by HelloFresh. Buy their fucking food, motherfucker. And then they're gonna be like, oh, we've made a mistake. We've made a mistake. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Money goes further in other countries, period. United States is just fucked. Yeah, that's true. I could rant about inflation in the United States. More specifically, greedflation. But I won't. Anytime my folks need to do a costly operation, they fly to the homeland to do it there. Oh, I believe it. Oh, I believe it. What is it called? I think it's called medical tourism. What's crazy to me is I think it was Mista who got canceled on the internet because he made a joke about Korean facelifts or whatever, or Vietnamese facelifts or whatever the fuck. And I couldn't believe it because like his joke was like 100% based on reality. People do fly overseas to get surgeries done all the time. It's so much cheaper. Ugh. I don't know if what I'm saying is ringing any bells for people, or if I'm going to have to give context for that. I'm so used to just chatting shit about VTuber news. I have no idea if the audience knows what I'm talking about. All right. Well, it has been, what, 3 hours? Almost 3 hours on the dot. Hell yeah. Normally I'm gassed out after an hour and a half. I will say, I appreciate everyone for coming out. This was a tremendous amount of fun. I'm so glad I don't have to edit this into a video. Editing is so time consuming. You have no idea. A 15-minute video had an hour recording and 2 hours editing. Also the same kind of joke that got Zion terminated. Exactly. Right. No, we appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You're far too kind. All right. Well, I will see you guys around the next time some fuck shit happens in the VTuber space. I may or may not make a video on Parrot 4chan. Probably not, actually. I feel like if I do a video on that, people aren't gonna like my opinion. Just because I feel like it was just such a preventable thing. But yeah, the next time some VTubers do some fuck shit, I'll be there. Peace, deuces. I just realized you can't see me throw up my hand signs.